Where exactly does the future of Antoine Griezmann lie? Liverpool turns red, but there are already transfer plans for both finalists, all the other fresh speculation as the summer market hots up, and the final makeup of Europe's top flights is confirmed. All that and more in the first edition of Onefootball Daily News for this week. Paddy back with you with Matt still away on holiday. Let's get started. And first to the latest on Atletico Madrid star Antoine Griezmann. Now, of course, we know he announced his intention to leave his club of 5 years some weeks ago. The big question though is, where will he end up? Now, it was regarded as a sure thing just a few weeks ago that Griezmann would end up in Barcelona. But now it seems, according to reports in Spain, that Barca's interest has cooled just a little. Now, apparently the reason why is that Barcelona players are still a little bit pissed about the way that Griezmann announced his decision to stay at Atleti last year and not move to Barcelona. For those who haven't seen it, he did that via an NBA-style announcement video, and that just got those Barcelona players a little bit off colour. Still, this is where it gets intriguing, of course, because there are very few clubs out there who can afford to pay the 120 million needed to activate Griezmann's clause. There are even fewer clubs out there who he probably wants to join. Bayern Munich and Manchester United, despite the fact the latter do not have Champions League next season, seem the most talked about alternatives. But Griezmann himself is not shedding too much light on the situation. After he scored in France's friendly over Bolivia on the weekend, he told reporters who asked that he didn't know where he would be next season, admitting it was a good question. Now to the Champions League aftermath, and of course we all saw what happened on Saturday. Liverpool as well returning to their city to turn it red on Sunday and present the trophy to their fans. While we are unsure if Champions League pitch invader Kinzy Valansky was there on hand to watch the team return, there were about 500,000 other people who lined the streets to welcome the team back, with Klopp and his players presenting the trophy atop an open-top bus. The scenes were so amazing that Klopp admitted shedding a small tear. He would have smiled, however, when he saw Xherdan Shaqiri's comments after the match, with the Swiss confirming he was determined to stay at Anfield despite struggling for starts this season. And who can blame him, of course? We'll probably be talking more about arrivals than departures at Anfield when it comes to the transfer window this summer. Nabil Fekir is another name, again a familiar name, that still remains top of the Liverpool transfer list, even though they might have some fresh competition from Manchester City. Tottenham, meanwhile, are still picking up the pieces after a bruising night in Madrid. But it seems if it comes as some consolation for Spurs fans, they might actually have money to spend in the transfer window if the reports are to be believed. Tottenham, of course, famously did not sign one single player ahead of the 2019-2020 season. But now it seems that coach Mauricio Pochettino will finally get the funds he's been waiting for. So who could actually arrive? Giovanni Lo Celso of Real Betis, Lyon midfielder Tanguy Ndombele, Fulham's Ryan Sessegnon, and Celta Vigo forward Maxi Gomez are all on Spurs' list of targets. Now, keeping with transfers and rounding up some of the other reports, it seems that Manchester United and Real Madrid are the two clubs leading the chase for Benfica's João Felix. The 19-year-old is the latest of a long list of talented forwards to come out of Portugal. But with his price tag said to be around, or at least up to 120 million euros, this one will not get over the line too easily. Madrid, of course, looks set for a busy summer, with Eden Hazard reportedly already on his way to the Bernabeu. Paul Pogba is another name that may follow, potentially in a swap or a partial swap with Gareth Bale. That's, of course, if they can get the Welshman off the golf course in Spain. Meanwhile, PSG seem to be readying their own moves with a new defender top of the list. Their main two targets seem to be Kalidou Koulibaly of Napoli and that man Matthijs de Ligt of Ajax. Now, neither will come cheap. We're talking big bucks to get these two across the line, or one of at least, but it seems at least Thomas Tuchel has the green light to sign himself a new defender for the new season. Two things on the pitch, and all the participants of next year's top flight leagues are finally confirmed after a couple of playoffs over the weekend. In Italy, Verona became the last piece in the Serie A puzzle after defeating nine-man Cittadella on Sunday. While in France, it was Dijon who kept their place at the expense of Lens on the same day. Finally, to the last Friday feels of the season, and of course it was all about the Champions League. Now, Ed forgot to shout out to the Friday feels in Friday's show, come on Ed, but we still had some predictions, all of them unfortunately quite wrong. Rashida Jabin was probably the closest, predicting a 4-0 result to Liverpool, at least the 2-goal margin was there. Tottenham Fan Club, on the other hand, was perhaps the furthest away, going for a 6-0 win to Spurs with a Harry Kane hat-trick. At least Matt would be proud. But that's it for another Onefootball Daily News. Thanks for joining us. Matt will be back tomorrow, but for those who have joined me today, thanks for watching.